Zach's Track 4D, the Weather Authority's secret weapon against severe storms. The most cutting-edge weather technology in Northeast Florida and South Georgia.
So we're all in different places with this storm. A lot of us have moved on. We're just picked up debris in our yard or whatever. But I know a lot of people, like in Jack's Beach, Marsh Landing area, they were kind of holding their breath around 3 o'clock today with that high tide coming.
Yeah, I was just looking at the tides before I came over here. I am going to show the tide schedule for the afternoon coming up in just a few seconds here. But it looks like it's minor to moderate, right at that line. So you folks who live in those areas that you are used to seeing the high tide bring in some extra floodwaters, you are taking extra precautions, I'm certain, because of that high tide being a factor with all the extra rain that we've gotten. Thankfully, and the good news is, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, there is no rain in the forecast, Alicia. All right, so there you go. All right, here's a look at the International Airport. It's a beautiful afternoon, and here's the Morningstar Marina. So yeah, you can definitely see the water is high through here. They haven't put the flag back up. We're still having some gusty conditions out at Mayport. You can see the flags flying pretty well through here. But yes, it's high, but it's not like these walkways are underwater. It's just the water is like right where it should be. So 78 degrees through here. The winds are still out of the north-northeast at 18. We still have some gusty conditions out at our area beaches, and we still have a coastal flood warning in effect until 6 p.m. tomorrow. So keeping an eye very closely on these areas in green, and it's mostly for Duval County and St. Johns County and areas along the river. So high tide, 3:21, like we were just talking about. So we're about almost an hour into high tide now for the beaches. And then high tide, St. Johns River, this is really at the Main Street Bridge, comes at 4:30. So we're about 10 minutes from that. So of course, very, very conscious, very aware of these high tide factors and right at that moderate to minor range. So from the Guy Harvey Resort camera, here's a look at St. Augustine Beach. And I mean, you can definitely see through here where there were some tide pools, a little bit of erosion over the past few days. Now let's talk about what's happening in the tropics. We're going to get that out of the way real fast. Tropical Storm Leslie heading far, far away. Not a factor. Now we are keeping an eye on this area. There is another area way out here, and there's a 50% chance of development over the next 2 to 7 days for this wave that just came off of Africa. It doesn't look like it's going to have much development to it. So that's the good news. But as we take a look closer to home, the Euro and the GFS, we want to show you something that has the potential for development. And this is next week already. So it's an area way south through here that does have some potential for development. It's not even showing up right now on the 7-day outlook. But here we have Thursday next week that there's this possible low pressure system moving into Nicaragua, Belize, and Honduras. So of course, we're going to be watching this area very, very closely for you, but not much of a factor for Florida, and that's the good news. Now, bringing it closer to home, we have some high stratus clouds across the area today. Very fall-like conditions with those winds, which will start to die down after sunset tonight. We do have the potential, this is at 11:30 tomorrow, overnight there could be some like little bitty shower activity right in St. Augustine area south, not even enough to put a percentage on our 7-day forecast. But here we're showing futurecast. It's just going to be a beautiful day all around on Saturday. Can't rule out a slight shower or two on Saturday, but as we move into Sunday, again, a really nice weekend ahead. So hourly forecast for you tonight, temperatures will drop down into the mid 60s. And look at this, what, 40s? Hello. So folks in Waycross could see upper 40s for your low tonight. And then we have some mid 50s, some 60s, and a little bit warmer. And these are lows for tomorrow morning. So it could be really nice. And then check out your highs for tomorrow afternoon. Low 80s for just about everyone. It's going to be a gorgeous fall day. Opportunity to get some stuff done outside. Okay, this is what I'm watching too. We have a cold front coming in. It's going to bring in some warmer temperatures on Monday, but look what happens Tuesday. This is when the cold front starts to push out. That's a high, 69 by Wednesday. Yeah, it's going to be a really beautiful week. Not a lot of chances of rain. A good opportunity to definitely dry out and enjoy some of that pumpkin spice.
Thank you, Michelle.